right, here we go. Danny's here. What's up, Danny? All right. Um, Today is Saturday, January 24th, 2026, and all hell is breaking loose in America. Normally, Friday and Saturday nights are diner nights. Last night I took off. I just didn't have the energy, and actually, I had a headache last night. So, whatever. I had a headache. It happens. Um, Today I feel okay, but I don't really want to, I don't really want to be doing this. I suppose I'm doing it out of habit, out of a sense of commitment of some kind. I don't know. But it's a real bummer. Hello, Ames. Good to see you. It's a real bummer talking about current events these days. Normally I'd queue up a song right about now, but I don't even feel like doing that. Um, so let me start off by, just general housekeeping. So, for those of you who are here, please remember, go to the top, right next to my name. Hopefully you'll see an orange heart called a heart me. If you don't, that's okay. I'll tell you what to do in a moment. Um, but if you see that orange heart, you want to click on that and send it just like Danny did, just like Ames did. Thank you very much. Because that's the best way to show the algorithm that, there's a live going on and people are interested. If for some reason you don't see the heart me, that's okay. You can go to the bottom row where you see the gift icon and just click on the gift box and all of the gift gallery will open up. Now there's a bunch of hearts in there, so don't just click on any heart. You'll want the one called Heart Me. Okay, heart, then me, heart me. All right, so click on that, send the heart me, then come back and do what Danny just showed us by sharing the live. And the easiest way to do that, let's do it this way, is to hold your finger gently down on the middle of the screen, right around here, whatever works for you. Just gently put your finger on the middle of the screen, and your friends list will pop up. Next to each of their names, including lists that you belong to or have created, you're going to see the word send. So you're going to want to click on that, click on the word send as many times as you can. I believe you can do it up to 40 or 50 times. And that'll invite everybody that is listed there. And what's cool about that is that you can scroll to the bottom, scroll to the middle, start at the top, whichever way you want to do it. Just get as many people in here as possible. And then after that, you'll want to start to tapping. You want to get to tapping, because that's what does Danny always say? Clapping is tapping, sharing is caring. All right, very much kindergarten rules, and I like it. Oh, Danny ate up all the chili peppers. That means I'm going to have to come up with a new goal. Yeah, let me do that now. Where is it? Live goal. There it is. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Set up new goal. Let's do that. Let's do roses. Haven't done roses in a minute. Okay. All right, now we have 100 roses. All right, that's the new goal. So anybody that wants to have at it. So Oh, it's a trap. You're such a clever person, so I'm blocking you. People that just come up and make heartless comments, I'm not just gonna get that. Yeah, FBA Mako, the problem is that fascism doesn't really have a flavor. It all is the same. I think if you're looking for nuance in fascism, that's kind of odd. If you support what's going on now, you're just you're the same as your oppressor. Yeah. So I tend to agree with Dirk JM. Trump must be stopped. Enough is enough. Wonderful, Mako. Good for you. Yeah. I'm responding to what has happened in the country. I'm not just concerned with me and mind, me and mine. I'm concerned with everybody. So anyway, let's get the proceedings going. I'm going to bring Danny up, who is my perpetual guest of honor. What's up, Danny? It's been a whole hour since we talked.
Yeah, we gotta quit meeting like this, boy. I'm telling you. Oh, not too much. Just watching a little TV, talking to you, getting ready to have some popcorn. So,
Gotcha. Um, so obviously we have to be careful about how we talk about this, but you know, I recycled this uh, topic from the other day. Dump equals fascism. You know, because I think we're at a point that is beyond out of control. It's beyond dangerous. This really threatens to change America forever. Uh, I I I know that the remedy is going to be brutal, but I also believe that there has to be some kind of remedy. Gregory has come up again, so I guess this time he meant to come up. Hello, Gregory.
Hi.
Uh, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Excellent. How old are you?
22.
Fantastic. I'm hesitant to let you speak, but I'll take my chances. What's on your mind?
Oh, why are you hesitant?
It doesn't matter. I'm letting you speak.
Okay, I was gonna ask, what do you think about what's going on in the world?
Can you be more specific? The world's a big place.
Uh, in America.
Oh, I think America's fallen into fascism. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, getting there. Pretty sad.
What else has to happen for it to get there in your mind?
I mean, I couldn't tell you, but maybe
Well,
like censorship. I mean,
how do you
there's tons
know?
of
Hold on,
Unk.
I need to test your
Listen,
logic for a
Unk.
second. I need to just understand your logic. You made a very strong statement, which is you think that America is heading to fascism. If you don't know what it's going to take to get to fascism, how do you know it's heading to fascism?
I mean, I think people are protesting. I think if we live in a fascist society, no one would be able to protest, Unk.
That's absolutely
Um,
not true.
Unk,
You
no,
don't really
listen,
know
Unk,
the world, do
listen,
you?
Unk.
You really don't know the world
Listen, Unk.
history, do
I
you?
know you think. I think listen,
Okay,
I know you're older
goodbye.
than.
This is why I don't like talking to young people. They don't know a fucking thing. Okay. Um, this idea that you can't protest in a fascist country is so stupid and so childish. Of course, people protest in fascist countries. They're doing it now all over the world in fascist countries. We're going to bring in a couple of people. Traffic Man is coming, and I am Dega.
Hi there,
I
how are
am
you? Good
Dega. How you
evening.
doing?
Very good. How are you, brother?
I'm okay. What's on your mind?
Good, good. Well, I'm just, I am a Canadian who really feels terrible about what happened today in Minneapolis. I think it's very sad. And in terms of your topic there, I think, yeah, Gregory Bovino, I think that's the guy. He he's like a walking ad, basically, for fascism right now.
I mean, he even
So
dresses
I
the
really
part.
hope Yeah, I really hope that you guys come out in huge numbers come November and try to turn over the Congress because this is terrible. I mean, the entire world is just watching, and every day we think you guys are not going to surprise us, but somehow you overdo it. When I say you, I don't mean you, but
No, I got you.
your president, the administration, pretty much everybody. It's
Yeah,
really sad.
I'll tell you why I chuckled. It wasn't anything you were saying. Andrew L. says the radical left are pushing us to fascism. I'd love for someone to explain to me what the radical left is. I've asked this question many times, and no
I
one
don't
has
even
an
think they know
answer.
that. I don't
No
even think
one.
Andrew knows that.
No, of
Yeah,
course he
that's the
doesn't.
sad part. Yeah.
Andrew already has proven himself to be a dumbass, so there's no way that he knows how to
Why can't they
explain
just let
radical
ICE do
left
their job? Okay.
and how is the radical
Can I
left, which is
answer him
not
that question?
hold on one second. How is the radical left, who is not in charge right now, uh, pushing us to fascism? Like that doesn't make any sense. Let's see.
And can I
Real
answer him
talk.
that question where he asked,
Sure,
why
go
can't they
ahead.
just let ICE do their job? Well, how is it an innocent man with a camera? Doesn't matter what is inside his jacket, regardless of whatever magazine or gun he had. The
Oh,
idea that
just so you
they
know,
were
you
rustling.
can't. Oh, hold on. Just so you know, you can't say GUN. So
Oh
you
yeah,
have to
yeah. I
say weapon.
apologize. So
So
whatever he was, yeah, holding inside, whether it's a
which we
weapon or
don't. And
not,
by the way, we
that
don't know
was
that
it.
he was holding
We
anything.
don't even know that. We just saw a photo of it, right? But the fact that he can't even take a video recording of what was happening and he was being pushed around, and six men, that's how many people I counted. Literally, one guy was hitting him on the left side, on his side. How could he possibly be a threat when there's six grown men over a one guy? And you're talking about letting ICE do their job. And when did we get to Yoda? When did we get to a time when people are being targeted based on their accent, based on how they look,
Well,
based on the idea
that's
that they
always
cannot
existed in
record?
America. That's always
Yeah,
existed in
no, no, no.
America. There's
It did
nothing new with
exist, but
that.
when did we get to that point to say you're not American? You know, that was racial profiling. We knew that. That was police brutality. We knew all about that. But the idea that you're not American because you look a certain way or you speak a certain way,
Yeah, but you can give
that's
the
insane to me.
papers when the highest office is ours. This is the
Hey,
problem, man.
excuse me. I haven't said hello to you. This young lady was in the middle of a sentence, so if you
Oh, my
can't
bad,
control
sir.
yourself, I have to drop you.
In
Okay?
any way, our prayers are with you guys. You know, Yoda. It's just insane to me. It's just terrible, really, what's happening.
I
But
appreciate
as a
that.
Canadian, I'm very proud of my prime minister. What he did at Davos, he distanced himself, and we're going to continue to, partner up with anybody who's willing to partner up until this guy's out of the wind. Yeah.
So Andrew L is saying that I'm not American, although he used the wrong your. He said you're Y-O-U-R, not American because you are not respecting the law. What the fuck are you talking about? Andrew, I can't invite you up because you apparently have a private account. If you want to come up, I'd love to hear you say stupid things with your mouth instead of typing them out. I don't think you'll be up here too long because you sound like an idiot. And Real Talks has teacups. So let me drop them. And we have someone else waiting. Traffic Man, how you doing?
Good. How's everybody tonight?
I'm fucking pissed off. That's how I am.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, before we go on, let's say hello to Passion Flowers. How you doing?
Hello, how's it going?
Another day in paradise. What's on your mind?
I'm here in Minneapolis, and God, I'm terrified.
Of course, I'm nowhere near you, and I'm terrified. So I can only imagine how horrifying it must be for you.
I'm just so tired of this. Like, it's bringing me at least some comfort seeing my community come together to stand up, especially peacefully, remaining peaceful in the face of such just brutality and hatred. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think the peaceful part is probably not going to last much longer. I don't think people are just going to allow themselves. Okay, this person requested up and then laughed and left. Okay. I don't think people are going to continue to allow this. I've already seen, videos with people getting in officers' faces and daring them to pull their weapons. So I think people have had enough.
Yeah.
And this is never something that I want to see happen. I don't wish it on anybody, but these violence is going to be met with violence. It's just that simple.
Exactly. History repeats itself. We have been seeing it, and thankfully people are standing up. We've tried to remain peaceful.
Hold that thought
Yes.
for a second. Hold on. Mr. Good says, I hope ICE gets a few more liberals before midterms. So you're a piece of shit, obviously, so I'm blocking you. Yeah. Real Talk says, show the paper if you are correct. Do not argue with the ICE officer. What the fuck does that even mean?
In America, we shouldn't have to show our papers. That's against our Constitution. We have never been a nation that has required people to carry citizen documentation in order to stay alive, especially. Fourth Amendment.
Yeah. May we see your papers is the first line of Casablanca, which was set during WW2 and was depicting fascism. So this is why these people that are like, oh, I don't know if we're fascist. I don't think we're fascist. Well, we're doing everything that fascists do. So at what point do we start to understand what's happening here?
Yeah, we fit the 7 tenets of fascism. It's sad, but it's true.
I believe there's 14, but...
Oh, yeah. 14, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Looks like...
But yeah, I'm really hoping that... I don't know. On one hand, I hope that we can go back to some semblance of normalcy, but I don't think there's any going back from where we are.
I'd like to aim higher than that because American normal was awful.
Yeah, true.
So we need to redevelop America. Real Talks, for some reason you're not loading up. So I'm gonna drop you and you can try to request up again. Anyway, so okay, hold on. Real Talks is trying again.
And I agree with you. We've always been a nation with a lot of problems built on the backs of slaves and, racism and, I hope that one day we can get to a point where we can combat or we can face the bad in our history and not like be angry about it, but yeah.
I mean, it looks like we've gone from bad to worse.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I want what you're saying too. I'm not real thrilled at the
Yeah.
idea that it's actually going to happen. But real talks,
Well,
what's going on?
yes, right. I was trying to speak, but I'm not sure why my voice was, maybe my speaker was not working right. Apology on that one. That was something that I think one of the ma'am was saying. I think she was from Canada, right? And it was quite interesting, and I wanted to respond to that one. That's why I got disconnected there. What I was about to say was that that was the same thing. What I'm also having in trouble is that about 3 weeks ago, when we kidnapped, I mean, when America kidnapped a sovereign president, the Venezuelan president from another country, God knows for what reason, that was a kidnap. I remembered 3 weeks ago at United Nations, all the presidents, including Denmark, European continent, even Canada, representative of their government in the United Nations, was supporting that act. And then come 2 weeks, 1 week before this one, when Donald Trump started his gangster attitude on Canada. Apparently now, Canada doesn't like it, and that's what I don't like about Canadians in Denmark is that they have this double standard. When it happened to Venezuela, they supported that act by America, but then when it's on to Canada and when it's on to Denmark, all of a sudden they play victim there. That is another problem with the European Union and the Canadians. That's what I wanted to say. Why play the double standards?
Yeah.
Can I ask, are
So
you
hold
saying
on, hold on
that?
one second,
Okay.
hold on.
Yes.
So you said something interesting earlier that like they took the president for who knows what reason, but Dump clearly explained what the reason was over and over again. He said it was for the oil.
Yes, it was said that it was for the oil, which is a kidnap, which is he kidnapped the president for that oil. And that is what I'm saying is that, like, for God knows what reason, of like entitlement to the oil, that is a clear thuggish attitude of America and nature intervening in other countries from the good old years, right? And that's another topic altogether by itself. But when America does that, we saw the same countries in the United Nations about 3 weeks ago. They supported it. They had nothing to say, and they were okay with it. And when 1 week
Hold on,
ago,
hold on, hold on. I want to get clear on what you're saying because you said
yeah,
two
yeah,
opposite things just now. You said they supported it, but then they had nothing to say. So which one is it?
Canada and the European Union supported it.
Who in Canada supported that action? Because what I saw on
the
television
the
was
the
the exact
representative
opposite.
in the United sorry the representative in the United Nations 3 weeks ago, when they had immediately 1 or 2 days after the kidnapping of the Venezuelan president, 1 or 2 days thereafter there was immediate gathering in the United Nations, right? And the representative of the countries of Canada, Denmark, European Union and stuff like that said they did not disagree. They supported it and they gave a good applaud for the
Yeah.
act
I
of
mean,
Trump. So that was
I've
it.
never heard anything like this before. So, and I actually know a
No,
few
it's up
Canadians.
there,
So,
Yoda.
what was that?
It's up there. It's up there because it was played in Europe in the United Nations conference. It is up there on YouTube. It is up there. It was played live on CNN. So that is what we heard. Now the thing is that if maybe you did not hear it or you did not see it through the whole 2 hours meeting that was held in United Nations, that is fine. But we're not going to debate what was said there. The thing that I'm saying is that why is it Canada, why is it European Union, Denmark supported that kidnapping act, but now when America wants to take over Greenland and well make Canada the 51st state and stuff like that or retaliate against Canada, why are they all of a sudden playing victim? why is it okay when it happens to another country, but when it's happening to you, why are you guys blaming Trump? Why call that fascism? That's my opinion onto the Canadian woman there.
So the Canadian woman, Passion Flower, I think he just said something regarding you.
Me, I'm in Minnesota, but
Oh, okay, sorry. So someone else.
I thought he was talking about someone else, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no, nobody supported that. Nobody supported the kidnapping of the Venezuelan president. As I
Yeah, I mean,
recall,
I
that
can't say
is
for sure. I
against.
just don't recall seeing anybody. I heard Canadians in Canada, like the Prime Minister and everybody else, denouncing it. So it's possible that this
Yeah,
happened in the UN, but I didn't see it.
yeah, nothing I've seen. Like, as far as I know, this is a completely fabricated like thing.
Ma'am, it's fabricated if it's not in United Nations on YouTube, which is there for us to see. That is fabricated if it's not there.
Okay,
But
so
if it's
dude,
there and
you
then
can
you're
calm
denying
down now.
it,
You've said it
then
over
you
and over again
fabricate
that
it,
you saw
man.
it, but we didn't, and that's all we're saying. Okay, you said you saw it. No one's calling you a liar. No one's saying it didn't happen. It's just I didn't see it, and nobody else saw it. But maybe it's there. I'll look for it another time. Right now, it seems like everyone in Canada, despite what happened at that one meeting, is against it. But let me move on.
No, when you send your
To
representative
fucking
in
hell,
United Nations,
I
it's
gotta
not
go
a
with this guy. Jesus Christ, Mike.
Jeez.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you doing, man?
I'm all right. What's on your mind?
Not too much. I'm not really well versed in the issue with Greenland as well as Venezuela, so I can't really comment on that. I gotta do more research before I kind of make an opinion regarding that, but I'm just kind of here listening to what you guys have to say and then, building my opinion off of that, so, yeah.
Well, it's pretty simple, and you can certainly listen from the chat. But I'll say this while you're up here. The UN Charter is very specific about what you can and can't do. And what you can't do is go into another UN member's sovereign country and decide to kidnap their leader. Okay, that's something you can't do. And the fact that people are making all sorts of excuses for it, like it was for street candy, which has to be bullshit because Dump pardoned several street candy dealers, including one that brought in 400 tons of street candy into America. So it's definitely not that. Some people were saying it's because of dictatorship. Well, Brazil was fighting against a dictator and America sanctioned them for doing that. So it can't be that either. And with Greenland, again, that's a sovereign country that is owned, I believe, by Denmark. And we don't have a right to just march in there when we feel like it. That's not how world order works. And like it or not, the world governments run on agreements. Most of them are written into law, whether it's, the Geneva Convention or international law. And those agreements are maintained, and that's how we maintain society. So the fact that Dump is ignoring all that is problematic. So I hope that's a good start for you, but you can continue listening in the chat. Okay. Let's see. Someone else wanted to come up. Two people wanted to come. Mike wants to come up again for some reason. I don't understand. Nope, he's gone. Okay. Feet Down Outfitters. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I wanted to expose something that y'all have called it. I'm a Republican. I wanted to expose something
How
y'all
old
called
are
us
you?
out for.
How old are you? Yeah, there you go. They left. Okay. You could tell that was like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Looks like Milo.
Yes, man. Wagwan, my brother.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, brethren. Can I just say something real quick and then jump off? To
Sure.
hold up your life.
Sure.
Listen, America is one of the most beautifulest country in the world. You know, well, yeah, yeah. You hearing me clearly?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. America is one of the most beautifulest country, and as in my country, looking out and see the stuff them that happening in America and the things them that in other country that certain leaders is taking step doing. I mean, they make the decision on what they want to do, but listen, we can't have it. We can't have the cake and eat it. You understand me? And America is a country we're supposed to set certain standard because they are the leading country in the world. You understand? But when you see things like ICE doing some stuff in my country, you have police brutality, police killing every day. And we even look forward to America for come step in and help stop some of these things because police in my country kill.
All right. We can't keep using that
Not
K
kill,
word.
underlife.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying.
Right, sorry
You can't
about
keep
that.
using that K
Yes,
word
sir.
because TikTok doesn't like it. But if you're
Sorry about
if you
that.
think America's going to come help you guys, you're wrong. It's not going to happen.
Right. No, I'm just saying we were looking forward for America to help us with our human rights down here because the abuse by the po down here,
Yeah. Well, they're too
it's
busy
out of
violating
control.
human rights up here right now, so they're not going to come help you.
Right, exactly. Right. So, I really felt sorry for those individuals who, by such people, what such people do to them. However, I just hope and pray that better come and that great America come back to its normal path. That's all I have to say, my brother.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah, man.
So we have Diato and Mary Jane and Brooklyn's Bridge. Thank you all for the heart me's. I appreciate that. So, Brooklyn's coming up. So, Traffic Man, from your perspective, what do you think is going on, and where do we go from here?
Well, currently, I think that what's going on is that the federal government is trying to obtain as much power as they possibly can in many different parts of our society. Um, and I think where we go from here is ideally would be to vote in November, and hopefully there's some change in the midterms. Like I said, that's ideally, but the more and more I see every time I open up my phone, and look at the social media, the more and more I realize that maybe we don't have enough time left until November. You know what I mean?
I think the hope for the midterms, as much as I understand how people are holding on to that for hope, I think that's vapor, man.
Yep. That is kind of why I said that, ideally, but unfortunately, we don't live in a world of ideals, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we ideally, a glorified carnival barker would be laughed out of consideration for being president of America.
Yeah.
Right.
And after that glorified carnival barker mysteriously gets into office and fails, then you would think, let's not entertain him again.
Right.
And then in between, when we told him sit down and shut up and put someone else in that office, and the next election, He was convicted of crimes and of felonies and suspected of many more crimes.
Hmm.
And only because he has enough money to pay for lawyers did he draw out that process. And also Merrick Garland sat on his heels too long to start the process. And also Congress and Senate failed us by not taking him out of office and impeaching and finishing the impeachment after J6. So, there's a lot of things that ideally could have happened that didn't. And now we're left with a less than ideal situation. By the way, folks, I'm only 30 roses away from reaching my goal. I hope somebody will gobble some of those up. So
If
we
I
have
may,
to, for me, it's time to like get beyond the ideal situation and realize that we're in the black hole now, and we have to start looking at the reality of these situations. But before we continue, let me say hello to Pumpkin. How are you, Pumpkin?
Hello? Well, have I been accepted?
I don't know. What do you think this is, a club, or what do you mean accepted for what?
Because it's withdrawal request. I don't think I've been accepted.
Okay, so something's wrong with you. We'll just move right on.
if I may,
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
hello, traffic. First, I
Hey,
would say
hey,
hi to
Grandpa.
traffic. And Brooklyn, uh, your idea of we hopefully we can make it to the midterms is an admirable thought, and I hope so too. But after what's happened in the last couple of weeks, with the unaliving of those people in Minneapolis and the tension, and now with the governor activating the National Guard tonight, I think that shit will hit the fan before midterms. And I think that's going to cause a multiple cascade of different events. It depends how bad the shit hits the fan. But hopefully, martial law won't be enacted. But I do believe that we're getting on the prefaces of armed conflict. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I mean it's that's already happening also. So we're not at the precipice. We are beyond that. It's just been one way so far.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what I mean.
I suspect, like I said, I saw a video, and I keep referencing this because it's significant to me. A video of a guy standing this close to an ICE agent's face, and the ICE agent had his hand on his weapon, and the guy was screaming at him, daring him to pull that weapon.
Yep.
Right? Because he
And
said, "Hey, we all got him. We all got him." So he said, "Go ahead,
yeah.
pull your weapon and see what happens." And none of the
And
ICE
can I
agents did
say,
anything. And none of the ICE agents did anything. And another ICE agent came up to the guy behind the guy and touched him. The guy turned around and said, "Don't touch me. What the fuck are you going to do?" So it seemed to me that we've gone past the point of talking, of being peaceful. And since ICE is wantonly taking people's lives, and these last few weeks are not the first time. It happened all last year as well. So since ICE has demonstrated that they will just have no hesitation to take someone's life without provocation, without cause, then I think we as citizens have to understand that and act accordingly.
and can I
You were going to
say
say, yeah.
something? Yeah, the other thing I saw in the the interview with the police department here in Minneapolis was them saying basically like their entire force is about 600,000 officers. The amounts of agents that are being sent here, they can't protect all of us. Like they don't have enough force. They don't have enough on the force.
How's that
600
possible?
officers?
600,000.
So that's way more than what ICE
But
has.
there's only 400,000 people that live in Minneapolis, though.
Or no, maybe I'm getting it wrong, getting the numbers mixed up. I'll have to look into it again, but like they were saying their force is minuscule, but that was, I think that was including like people that are like office workers and stuff, not even just, you know, beat
Well,
cops or anything, but I don't
Right.
remember.
well,
I may be getting
here's the
that
thing.
wrong,
So
that
here's the
number wrong,
thing.
but yeah.
Being that you're from Minnesota, can you tell me what Tim Walz said today about the National Guard? Are you aware?
I was at work all day, so I'm still catching up with everything,
Okay.
but I just saw what happened and it's like about 2 miles from where I live. So
Okay.
it's scary. But anyway, uh I'm going to go ahead and hop off and dive into it.
All right. Thanks for
Not
coming up. I
looking forward
appreciate
to
it.
it.
Have a good
You
night.
guys take care. Be
Yep, be
safe.
safe up there.
Hi, Grandpa Danny.
How
Hi,
are you
Yoda.
doing, Brooklyn?
I'm okay. I'm okay. A slight cold and it's freezing here, but other than that, I'm good.
It's cold there. I saw the weather up in your area, and it's not good.
Mhm.
So I hope you stay warm, stay safe, and your power stays on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the electric blanket is right here.
Okay, good job.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, while Yoda's looking up his stuff, on a lighter note, we're going to get 12 to 18 inches of snow tonight, and it's like 6 degrees outside.
That's it?
Yeah,
Just
that's it, right?
18?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Well,
Germany.
Where are
yeah, I
you?
know.
Where are
I'm in
you?
Ohio.
Ohio. I'm up in Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm in Wisconsin.
Ah,
He's in Dumbfuckistan, right there in the
that's
middle
right.
of it.
Malacaville.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Malaccaville.
Hmm.
I like you there. I don't care
So,
about anybody says about you, traffic. I like you.
I
So
appreciate
after
it.
today's events, um, I think that this is just my thought. I'm hoping that I understand how the people of Minnesota feel, you know what I mean, with everything that's going on. But I think that the more this goes on, the most Dump is looking to pass this insurrection act so that so he can try to say we can't have the voting right now because there's too much going on. But then how could he say that or do that when it takes the Senate, the Congress, right? He can just
Hmm.
yeah. So I mean, like, I get the protesting. I protested a lot during my lifetime, but at this point in time, it's like today. This was a nurse that, from the video I saw, he was going to assist someone, a woman,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's exactly. Yeah.
okay,
Yes, he did assist her and
yeah.
picked her up, and then they tackled him from behind.
Yeah.
So we have to remember. Oh, vertigo. We have to remember they're hiring the lowest of the lowest, right? The lowest of the lowest. These
Oh,
are
yeah.
not talented, trained, decorated officers.
No.
They're reject for the military. They wouldn't even
Exactly.
qualify.
Right. So I'll just be glad when this garbage is over.
yeah. So someone Light made a statement here, which I don't understand. Hello, USA. Lighting the fire isn't difficult. What's difficult is turning it off. Let's not light it. It's already been lit.
It's already lit.
So, like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of when in the beginning of Romeo and Juliet, when Mercutio says, "What? Drawn and talk of peace?" Like some dude drew his sword, right?
Mhm.
And then the guy that drew his sword was like, "Hey, I don't want any trouble." And he was like, "You're talking about peace when with your sword drawn? What are you talking about?" You know, like, hey, this shit is happening already.
Right.
We can't
Right.
keep pretending that like it's not happening, and we this whole thing of like, let's calm down, let's comply. They're not doing that. They're exacerbating the situation. They're getting more and more vicious every single day. Light wants to come in. Hello, Light. How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm good. So I just wanted to give a little clarity on my comment. And I will speak from experience, okay? I have very decent American family, very good people. And I will just use the opportunity as a Liberian born. I'm originally from Liberia. And my country have experienced 14 years of civil unrest. And that's how it all started. Leadership, you infusing confusion and division among the people. Leadership being corrupt, leadership abusing powers. There were some at the time who were protecting the leadership. And there were some, like it is going on today, who were trying to make sure that they preach peace. Division started in the midst of communities, neighbors, churches, and before we know it, we were fleeing for our lives. 14 years of active civil unrest, 24 years of devastation in Liberia. It all started that way. And the reason why I'm saying that is it always starts from leadership. The enemies isn't the people, it's in your neighbor, it's the Burundians, because they are the one who benefit from the people division. Let us not be our neighbor's enemies. Our true enemies should be seen from a distance. They are the Burundians. They are the leadership. They are the people who try to bring the division to make you feel that black is against white and white is against black and immigrant is against this. They are not our enemy. The enemy is the ones who are making the money. That's all I wanted to say. I experienced it coming up as a child, and that destroy lives. Thank you all. I gotta go.
Gotcha. All right. And is it Bonnie's? Oh, Bonnie's, are you
I
there?
have a question about Trump. So why do you
How
think
old are
he's
you?
17? Why do you think he's
Hi. Boy, what is it tonight? What the fuck is going on?
I know, right?
Now I got to deal with fucking cult children. Fuck.
Not only that, it's like where are their parents at? What time is it? Remember those commercials they used to have on at about 10 o'clock? Parents, do you know where your children are? They in the other
Yeah,
room with your darn phone.
that was
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan started that commercial with, "It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your
You
children are?"
know,
Right.
mm-hmm.
Nancy
Oh my
Reagan, I thought it
God.
was way before her. I remember when I was a child, Fox had that.
I
I mean, she
remember it
might
from
have
the
started it,
beginning.
but I don't remember ever hearing anything like that.
Who did you say started it, Grandpa Danny?
I saw Nancy doing it.
Nancy who?
Reagan.
Nancy Reagan?
Mm.
Mm.
I remember vaguely as a child seeing those commercials in the 80s.
Alejandro, by the way, you're a douchebag, so bye.
Yeah, Alejandro can go away.
I'm
I hope you
sorry.
got rid of Dale Boy too, because he was getting on my nerves.
I didn't see Del Boy.
Del Boy was definitely a boy.
I would need a passport,
That was
plane
the
tickets, hotels to threaten you. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, Del Boy was a little cray cray. Yeah.
Whatever,
Nancy
whatever.
was the only one that said just say no to drugs, rugs. Remember,
Easy. So
rugs.
yeah, Nancy should have been saying that to her husband since he was the biggest dealer in American history.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I watched a clip from 2020 during that time where they were sending street candy back in the coffins with soldiers back
Right.
into America.
They
I
were.
Yeah,
couldn't
Yep.
believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? How degrading is that?
yeah, that was the Godfather of Manhattan was doing that.
Hmm.
What the fuck was his name? It wasn't Bumpy Johnson. It was the other guy. The guy that
Oh, I can see his
Denzel
face.
Washington made a film about it. Frank something. Damn it.
But to be placed in with the soldiers, how could the government have allowed? You get where I'm going?
You don't. The thing is that crime is going to happen when there is opportunity. Okay, and it only takes a handful of people to commit crimes, and the government can't be everywhere all the time.
Right,
Yeah.
but with the soldiers, there should have been they should have been like, for
Doesn't matter
lack of a
which. It
better
doesn't
word.
matter what should have been. The only thing that matters is what is and what was. Like I said, if people see an opportunity, they are going to commit the crime. If you take away opportunity from people, they're going to find a way. Frank Lucas, thank you. They're going to find a way to get what they need. And it doesn't matter how
Right.
big the government is. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
matter
Frank
how
Lucas.
oppressive the government is. That's why Harriet Tubman was able to do what she did. And throughout history, that's why all the rebellious movements were able to succeed, is because the government can't be everywhere all the time. And Frank Lucas was a monster. Okay, he was, and a
Yeah.
monster in every sense of the word. When he got put in to prison, he still ruined some people's lives from inside the prison, and in fact took some people's lives from inside the prison also, just to show that he was still in charge. So he was a beast.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
watched the
he was the
documentary.
one that was using coffins to smuggle in street candy.
Mm-mm.
But
Mm.
back to Reagan. The whole Sandinista thing, the whole arms for this and that. Like he was
Iran
so heavily
Contra.
involved in moving street candy. Tom Cruise made a film about it called American Made.
Yep.
American
Yeah.
Made.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Yep.
there was a documentary. I can't say the name of it, but it rhymed with Novocaine Cowboys.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was about how almost every inch of Miami was built with street candy money.
Mm.
Yep.
Banks were laundering money because
Mm.
America lies all the time. Okay, what it says it's doing and what it's actually doing is almost always two different things. Okay, so this war on schmugs has been bullshit from the get-go.
From the beginning, yeah.
Okay, it's always been bullshit. This is what allowed police organizations to get ex-military equipment. This is what allows for funding where no funding is necessary. Hey, you want to know the best solution to the street candy problem in America? Make it legal, all of it. Anybody doubt that?
I don't.
Other
Nope.
countries have done it, and it's been
Right.
hugely successful.
Yeah.
Because when you make it legal, first of all, you take in tons of revenue. You eliminate all this ER overflow. You eliminate the law enforcement, drudgery that they have to deal with. You free up the courts, you free up the prisons. But the reason why they're never going to do any of that is because there's too much profit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Geo Group would have
you're a
to close
wealthy
down.
person and you have a prison, at least one prison in your portfolio, you want to make sure that that prison always has customers,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you run a for-profit prison, the profit comes from making sure that every bed is filled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so why would they ever want to eliminate that for themselves?
Right.
Why would law enforcement agencies want to cut their budgets down if they're not fighting street candy? It's all horseshit. The fact that any country's government looks at their citizens and looks at the adults in that citizenry and says, you are not allowed to make yourself feel good the way you want to. That's fucking absurd. And this is coming from a person who's been clean for over 38 years. I have no dog in this race, but I just want to follow the logic, and the logic doesn't add up. There is nothing good in continuing this fight for, this war on street candy, except for the people who profit from it.
All right.
It ain't good for society. It ain't good for the people who are addicted to substances. Putting people in jail for that doesn't help them.
It's still people in jail for one, how can I say this? Devil lettuce piece. One little piece. One little J. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
sad.
because that whole thing is really a war on brown people.
Right.
Because remember, when a brown kid is caught with it, he's a monster that has to be put away for the safety of society. When a white kid is caught with it, he's just a troubled youth that needs help.
Yeah, that needs a slap on the wrist. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Jeez, I forgot that.
Let me think. Nope, can't come up with
it. Stop it, Yoda. Oh my goodness. I come back.
Listen, it's 11 o'clock where I'm at. I got to drop
you.
because I got to go to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning and
Thank
be
you,
behind the
Davina.
plow for 16
thank you
hours.
for stopping by. We've missed you. No matter how much I say you're a goofball, I still like seeing you.
Yeah, I'll try to be on as much as I can here.
All right, man. Have a great night.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Good night.
Be safe.
Yeah, so I haven't checked. Snow hasn't reached here yet, but they were saying that it was supposed to be like up to 10 or 14 inches. Honestly, I don't care because I don't have to leave the house for the next several days. So, Davina, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. For anyone that doesn't know, Davina runs a great live, so check it out whenever you can.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting watching the 2A crowd all of a sudden morph into, he shouldn't have been there.
Right. Yeah. No, I honestly don't want to hear any MAGA hat talk about the weapon that he had because, and by the way, I'm still saying the weapon he allegedly had because just because ICE agents said he had one doesn't convince me that he did. But even if he did, he was allowed to. William, how you doing?
Not bad.
What's on your mind? William? All right. William is confused. So yes, I'm sorry. You were saying, Davina, the 2A situation.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, he shouldn't have been there. And why do you bring a pew-pew to a protest? I'm like, well, why has everyone on the right ever had an AR at a protest?
Hello.
What about Kyle Rittenhouse? Are you really going to sit here and play this game?
Kyle Rittenhouse walked past tankers with his strapped across his chest and went home for the night. Please don't get me started on Kyle Rittenhouse. So you're right, Davina.
It's just really weird watching this 180 metamorphosis turn. That is
Oh yeah, they
completely
have
unexpected.
abandoned every principle that they ever had. Every
And
one of them. They
then
don't
too,
care about family. They don't care about law and order. They don't care about the Constitution. All right. They only believe in 2A sometimes. It's all horseshit, man.
Well, it's the fact that both the 1 and 2A is being infringed, and they are sitting back saying, "Please, sir, may I have some more?"
Yeah, look at this simp right here. Maxon saying, "We love Dump. Dump is amazing. Hey, here, this is the new MAGA salute." That's what you're doing, Maxon. You're a simp. You're gargling Dump's nuts like a fucking simp.
Then I look at the fact that before militarization in America, these two prison companies, Geo and Core Civic, they weren't making any money, and now they're making millions. So, I
I'm
mean,
sure it's more than that.
yeah, money and power. Well, look at Dump. Dump has made 1.4 billion allegedly since he's been in office.
Oh,
1.4 billion.
that's a sad under
It's
evaluation. It's
You
actually
think
more
it's
like 4 to 6 billion.
is
oh
it 4
now
to 6?
oh wow, because last month it was 3.4 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, he is set himself up as the perfect con man. By the way, he's simply doing what PewDiePie in Russia has done for decades. This is the same playbook, and he has admired Pewdie for a long time. I mean, you saw how giddy he was in Alaska on the red carpet, clapping like a school child that saw a clown. I mean, it was amazing. But yeah, he admires Pewdie a lot, and he's taken his playbook and applied it here, and has enriched himself and his family in dozens of ways.
Mm-mm. You know one thing he said that I'd never forget? He said, "Smart people don't like me."
Yeah,
And I get that now. I really do
of
get
course
that
they
because you
don't.
see, yeah, you
If
see the people in the comments. They love him.
Of
They
course,
love him.
yeah. I mean, Maxon is the kind of person that loves Donnie Dump because he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't stand for anything. He's just a cult member that is enthralled with the cult leader. That's the way cults work.
Mm-mm.
Well, it feels a lot like what the IDF is doing over there and is not real, but we are being occupied by our own people.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that we're sending them hundreds of billions of dollars and so that their citizens can have free health care and free education and we can't have it here. That makes good sense.
Right.
Look at these D-Brew 5000. I love to see hate on liberals' faces. Duh, duh.
It's not going to be hate that you're going to see, but it's definitely going to be the last face you see.
I mean, I hate Dump. I have no trouble admitting that.
I
But
don't
like,
hate
just but what a weird thing to say. I love seeing hate on liberals' face. It's like this is all they have. So if you notice, when one of these dumb MAGA hats tries to say anything about Dump, it's never, well, Dump has done this great thing, or
Right.
Dump has done that great thing. It's just Dump is great. We love him. They have no substance behind their praise and adoration for him. They just love him because they love him, because they're cult members. Like I can tell you what I loved about Barack Obama and what I hated about Barack Obama. Okay, I hated his drone strikes. I hated his immigration program. I also hated the fact that he gave George Bush a pass. Okay, so this is what level-headed, intelligent people are able to do. They're able to look at the facts and understand that when you grade a president, no president is ever going to be perfect. It's just a question of, did they help the majority of citizens in America? And that's what Obama did. That doesn't mean I have to love everything Obama did. That doesn't mean I have to love him blindly, no matter what he did. That's crazy. That's childish, cultish behavior.
2 brain cell behaviors. Yeah. Yeah.
These lives are getting harder and harder to do because they're just listening to the dumb shit that these people say. DT criminal. I mean,
You
I know
can't
what
even
you
spell
mean.
criminal.
I
Right.
know what you mean, but yeah, and try not to type in all caps, not necessary. But I agree with you. He is a criminal.
Oh
And you
boy.
know, look, we've been seeing this portrayed in films forever, right? The wealthy guy in town that gets away with everything because he's wealthy. This is just another example of that. Dump has gotten away with everything because he's wealthy. You know, this time he had the support of the Supreme Court probably half the time. And he's got the support of the oligarchs, and that's what makes the big difference. All of the evil wealthy folks got together and decided, all right, let's use this clown as our guy so that we can get
Puppet.
everything we want. And they've just been slowly taking it all.
Yeah.
One is loading up. This is Aman. How you doing, Aman?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are
What's
you guys
on your
doing?
mind? I'm good. What's on your mind?
Yeah, just this. There is nothing new here. I'm trying to share, but just to refresh your memory, guys. So they told us ahead. They declared and they gave us the execution plan, the project 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and now they are executing their plan as they planned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Another thing I need to refresh your memory is this lady, so-called secretary, whatever you call it, she came out, she said, they're doing what they are trained for. What does that mean? So they trained, not only they trained, they are trained and licensed to do what they are doing officially. It's clear. So the problem is not Trump. The problem is the Supreme Court. The problem is Republicans are not there no more. It is just the MAGA making America shit again, and they are destroying. And I wish globally people just occupy the street. I wish everyone come out. I wish we shut down the business for 2 days, not more than 2 days. 2 days. No marketing, no going to work, no school, no nothing, no buying. For 2 days, if everyone in America just shut down the business, they will learn. Otherwise, now they shield with this overall pardon they are wishing for, and there is no law of the land. There is no nothing. Who said, aristocrats said, this world is being destroyed not by these evildoers, but by those who just sit down and watch when evildoers are doing what they are doing. So that is what is going on. All these MAGA supporters, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're doing. I know when
They're
Donald
hurting
Trump's
themselves
family
without
got,
even realizing it. That's the sad part.
yeah, I know when I'm a day trader and I know about the crypto and stuff like that. I know when they made themselves billionaire in 2 hours. 2 hours. Within 2 hours. They
Yeah, and
just told their family.
Barron is the president of that company, which is kind of
Exactly.
funny.
Exactly.
It's hilarious.
That's a problem.
And by the way, Barron's worth a lot of money now because of that. But just so you know, according to this one P2025 tracker, they have accomplished 51% of their goals.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no joke, man. You know, if this cancer is allowed to spread, America might never recover. You know, it took Germany how long? Like 30 or 40 years to recover?
Yep.
You know, and it was a rough process. I mean, thankfully they're a very progressive country right now, but that was a long process of living in darkness, you know, and I don't see how America's going to avoid that if we even have the opportunity to recover. It could just be, this is it from now on. Because all this thing with, the midterms, I can't imagine, I can't envision a scenario where Dump is going to see the result of the midterm, if he even allows them to happen, and just goes, oh, well, I guess I'm done. I guess they're going to just impeach me now. Now I'm going to go to prison. Oh, well. You think he did all this just to stroll into fucking prison? I don't think so. He's not leaving. He's not planning on leaving.
He's not. He said already when he visited China the first term, if you guys remember, he said, I wish we have this kind of system where we stay forever on power. He said that loudly.
Yeah, many
And-
times.
And also right now what's going on is they are just covering up the Epstein file. So this analyzing people, these PP issues and everything.
Yeah, just moving
continues.
forward, say the files.
Yes, it doesn't stop. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse. I
Yeah,
don't think
I've been saying that for the longest time. I just had a on this day thing pop up a year ago. I said, yeah, this is over. America's over. It's going to get worse and worse. So I've just been saying it's going to get worse, and I hate that I'm right about it, but you know, it's been getting worse since he got into office again. Like every day, slowly, we're just marching toward a cliff. And I've stunned the crowd into silence. So
I'm
let's
listening.
do this. Let's start with closing ideas, and we'll go in reverse order. So, Amin, I know you just came up and said something. If you have anything else to add, you can. If not, I can thank you for coming up and drop you down. But go ahead.
No. Thank you. So what we need to do is something is better than nothing. It's better than be quiet. Like, for example, take a very simple example. Mike Pence. When they chant, hang my pens, he never said a thing. That's a problem we have right now.
But luckily, he didn't do what they wanted him to do.
Yeah, he didn't do that, but still, he didn't even stand up for his right. He didn't say a thing. He just kept quiet. So if we continue to do that, we are not even going to see the midterm election. What we have to do is do whatever we can. Shout out there, peers to peer, pass information. Now, I hope there is Occupy Street time coming and everyone just get out there on the street. We don't have to just sit and wait for the doomsday. We don't have to sit there and wait. I remember when I was a child, I saw a 5 years old Palestinian baby that was like a viral worldwide. History repeats itself. When they arrested this 5 or 6 years old baby last time in Minnesota. So we are in deep shit. What we need to do is, if you have followers and you can talk on TikTok, please continue that. God bless you. If you have peers, call, let's spread this and let's question all these blindly brainwashed MAGA supporters, why they are doing this. This is what they voted for, and this is what they are seeing. 90% of the MAGA supporters are suffering now. They are hiding. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know why they support. So silence is not helpful. So we need to do whatever we can. That's all I need to say. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent.
I appreciate
Thank you so much for coming up. I agree 100%. Have a great night. All right, Davina, any last thoughts for the evening? You'll have to unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, there she is. Okay. So final thoughts for the evening, please, if you have any.
Be prepared and strap up.
Those are wise words. Thank you so much for coming up. All right, Brooklyn's Bridge. Final thoughts, please.
If we get a chance to vote, please vote. There was so many people that didn't vote. Please vote if we get the chance to vote. And also to back Davina up, keep your head on a spindle and be alert at all times. Don't think that if there's feet running behind you, don't just take it for granted that there's somebody running at a ball or something. You really have to pay attention these days. So just keep your head on the spindle and be safe, everyone. Good night.
Good night. All right, Danny, my older brother from another mother, what is on your mind?
Well, Davina took my line, so I can't say that one, but that's okay. And Brooklyn pretty much said the other than I say watch your six. That's what we say in the military. But yes, it's you need to arm up, folks. If you do not have a weapon in your house and you have not gotten a permit to carry in your state, you need to. You need to get off your ass and protect yourself and protect your family because this shit is real. It's not a joke. People are unaliving by the hands of the government, and we can't let this happen because if we keep it up, then the next thing they're going to come when we start, because it's going to happen. Somebody's going to unalive an ICE agent or two or three, and then they're going to be firing it back and forth against each other, and then they're going to come after your arms. He will come after your weapons, door to door. So you need to protect your Second Amendment right. Stand your ground. It's your castle, not theirs. And I
Yeah,
land my
and
plane.
Danny, I want you to do a PSA for your live shows, but in the meantime, while we're waiting, folks, for some reason, there's 34 of you and nobody else touched the roses, so please, there's only 100 roses. There's one TikTok coin each. If each of you buy 3 or 4, we'd be done in a minute. There they go. Excellent. So, Danny, go ahead. Tell everybody when you're on and what you're talking about.
Well, Monday, I'm on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesday, I'm doing something that I like to do is I'm playing music of the 40s, of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. A broad variety of classic pop, classic rock, doo wop, and classic country. And that's what I'm doing at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Monday and Wednesday. And on Fridays, the best day of the week is of course, there's no politics on my life, but on Fridays, we do the Trivial Pursuit at Grandpa Danny's place. So please join me for that. It's the most fun you're going to have on social media is playing Trivial Pursuit on Friday. But on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's When Radio Was Family with Grandpa Danny. And I hope that y'all come and see me at Grandpa Danny's place.
Excellent. Thanks for coming up as always. And I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good rest of your weekend and stay safe. And hopefully you don't get all that snow they're predicting for your area.
Even if I did, I got a delivery of groceries recently. I don't have to leave the house for a while. So I'm
There you
good.
go. You got it made. You don't have to put your pants on. You're
That's
good.
right. That's right.
All right.
All right. Have
See
a
you,
good
brother.
night.
Love you.
All right. Love you. All right. So, someone said, okay, whistleblower says Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino openly admits he's satanic. And, so what? So people openly admit that they're Christian. People openly admit that they're Jewish and Muslim and Zoroastrianism and all that other shit. Pagans and whatever the fuck else is out there. So who cares? Why is one imaginary thing different than another imaginary thing? Who gives a fuck, honestly? I think religion is a cancer on humanity. I sincerely do. I think humanity has been slowed down tremendously by this fixation on religion. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about whatever you believe in. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. I'm talking about the institutions that preach hatred, that preach division, that claim that their invisible friend is better than your invisible friend. It's all fucking nonsense. You know, I have my own beliefs about what happens to us. I don't have a fucking clue if they're right or not. I'm just as lost as everybody else on this question. Okay? I don't know where we came from. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know where we go. And anyone that says they do is full of shit. And all these institutions that are constantly begging you for money and convincing you to hate people because they don't think like you are the scourge of the planet. Okay? I get that the end of life is scary. And I get that people use religious ideas to comfort themselves. I have no problem with that. Who would? Imagine whatever you want, but understand it's your imagination, just like it's my imagination. Nobody's imagination is more powerful or better than anybody else's imagination when it comes to the afterlife or what happens when we expire. It's all just imagination. So when someone says, oh my God, that person is a Mormon, isn't that funny? Why? You think a box of rocks is any dumber than the stories that come out of the Christian religion? Oh, what about Scientology? They said this guy Xenu came down from another planet and started humanity on Earth. Okay. The zombie Jew doesn't sound weird to you? When you walk into a church, their main symbol is a guy on a cross bleeding. That's not weird to you? But you're going to point your finger at other religions? The fuck out of here with that nonsense. Anyway. Thank you all for hanging out. Island Boy Pundit wants to come in. I'll say hello. Why not? Come on in, Island Boy. You made it under the wire. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, I just, I've been doing family stuff, prepping for the snow apocalypse.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I'm in the north. I'm in northwest New Jersey, which is the worst place to be where this thing is concerned. Oh, geez.
Wow, suddenly all these people want to come in. I don't know. I don't trust it. Let's see. Dave on Highway 39. Let's try that. Let's see what Dave on Highway 39 wants to say. It's an interesting username. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, and thank you for giving me the quick opportunity. I just I heard the little bit that you were actually. I came in and I'm listening to you, and I'm like, wow, man, this guy's basically just nailing it every time, and I just wanted to share my belief. It's really quick and it's very brief, and it's kind of an analogy. And what it is, it's like we're all a bunch of we're wires. We're a bunch of wires, and we have the coating like the insulators. And the insulator keeps us actually separate and sort of encapsulated within ourselves. And so that's why we have empathy and stuff like that. And we try to understand each other and we try to feel each other and stuff like that. But it's when we die and we lose this shell itself and those wires become bare and we become part of that greater singularity that is energy. And then we become one in the universe. And that's my belief.
Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps that sounds just as good as any other explanation. Opossum, how you doing? Opossum? Did you mean to come up? I guess not. So yeah, I mean, the thing of it is that any explanation is as good as another as far as I'm concerned. And the only issue I have is when one person with one belief turns to another person with another belief and says they're wrong, right? And then goes beyond that and says, because you're wrong, I have to hurt you, right? That's where that's why religion is a scourge on humanity. Jay, what's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for having me up. I just wanted to remind everyone that even though it seems everything's lawless right now, that we still do have a Bill of Rights. We still do have a Constitution, and those amendments still apply to all of us. And I encourage everyone, read the Constitution. And as far as this conversation goes, the Establishment Clause in the First Amendment means, and in conjunction with the Free Exercise Clause of the First Amendment, you are free to practice any religion, any faith, any form of spirituality that you'd like. But that faith of yours does not belong in our government in any form. It is illegal, and it is against the spirit of the Constitution and the forefathers and the founding of this country.
Yeah, I mean, even though you're right, I don't even care about it in terms of whether it belongs in the government or not. I just don't see it. I don't see its function in society at all. Like, again, I think everybody is absolutely entitled to believe anything they want, right? I just don't see the point in bringing it up in conversation and then debating about it and then cursing each other and then harming each other over it. And yeah, I agree totally that it has no place in the government, because the government runs on logic and reason normally, and religion is just on vibes and faith, and that's never going to get anything done. That's why whenever there's a horrible thing that happens, the truckload of thoughts and prayers never gets there. Okay.
Yes.
So, we just need to, I just think the world would be a better place if no one ever talked about their fucking religion. Believe whatever you want and then just get on with life.
I agree, because really the whole point of religion, the utility of religion, is spirituality, and spirituality is an individual journey, and it doesn't belong in public discourse. If you go to a temple, if you go to a church, it belongs there. It doesn't belong outside of that. And we have a Christianity problem in the United States, and we have the entire time this nation has existed. But every time someone tells you that this was a Christian nation founded on Christian principles, that is absolutely incorrect.
It's literally the opposite of what the forefathers said.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? These people were losing their minds because Zora Mamdani got sworn in on a Quran or something like
Which
that.
means nothing.
It don't mean shit. It has nothing to do.
It says the rules are you're supposed to swear in on something that is meaningful to you. That's what the rules are. It never said a Bible.
He could have sworn in on the book of the flying spaghetti and meatball god.
He could have sworn in on a head of lettuce if he wanted to.
He could have sworn in on a Cat in the Hat if that book is meaningful to him.
Yep. Before we continue, let's say hello to M. How you doing, M?
Doing pretty good, man. Pretty good.
I see that you have Homer Simpson as your icon.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's on your mind?
So I kind of heard something earlier. I was just wondering, when you said to not, keep your kind of say Christianity or just religion in the church, would you say spreading the gospel to a fellow peer is just useful?
What I said was everybody can believe in what they want, but keep it to yourself.
So
there's no point.
Don't proselytize.
There's no point in talking about religion, especially when it's used to divide people. It's not like, I believe that this is what happens. What do you believe in? Oh, that's interesting. No, it's like, oh, that's what you believe in. Well, you're wrong, and you have to be perished from the earth because of it. That's literally what the Bible commands.
And the thing that's really pisses me off, that's why Yoda and I get along very well, because we have almost identical views on this topic. Religion, the way it exists today, at least mainstream religion, modern religion, the religion that the masses practices, it's crowd control. It's basically crowd control. It's a political
Karl Marx said,
instrument.
The opium of the people.
It's a political instrument. It's a socio-political instrument, right? That's what it has always been. It's part of culture, because human beings create religion as part of their culture. Human beings can't seem to stop themselves from doing that, no matter what, it seems to me. It seems like wherever the group of
And I don't
religion,
mind that
some
part.
group of human beings, it's fine. But I'm trying to say, right? It's crowd control,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
don't
actually
mind. I
it's
don't mind that human beings create religion. I mean,
mm,
you know, I imagine a caveman sitting, looking at the sun, and then like wondering where it goes at night, and
mm-hmm.
trying to come up with ideas. Like, what was one of the ancient Egyptian beliefs is
Right.
that the sun god Ra flew the sun across the sky and then flew the moon across the sky, because that was them just trying to figure shit out, right?
And
And I
then the
don't mind
Romans
that.
took that, and the Romans took that and turned it into Helios, who flew the sun across the sky in his chariot. The
Yeah.
Romans basically bit off of them and did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. These stories are intriguing because I mean, they're great dramatic. They're full of like dramatic flair and stories, which I enjoy reading. Like, I went through a binge a couple of years where I read every single Greek mythological story there could be about how the gods came into being, what happened to the Titans, and how the Titans gave rise to the Greek gods, and Kronos eating his sons and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fascinating. The
That's a particularly
hundred-handed
wild
giants.
story too.
Yeah, the hundred-handed giants, and
Yeah.
and you know and all that stuff. I mean, it's really fascinating stuff. But and then I read through the Egyptian mythology and the Kemetic thing. It's really fascinating stuff. But at the end of the day, it's all crowd control. It's all something told by a chieftain to to get his people to imbue him with these powers,
Yeah, of
so that
course.
they will do what he or she wants them to do.
Does anyone think it's a
And that's what it
coincidence
is.
that the most popular version of the Bible is the King James Bible?
And the irony of that is amazing.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
fact that he
it's
was a
like,
complete asshole, the fact that he was just completely trying to, control people, the fact that he
listen to
took
me,
out
man.
13,000 different passages from the original Sinai text. I mean, come on,
And
it's so
what's
obvious.
worse? What's worse? What's worse? These folks that love the King James version, right? If they saw if they met King James today, he's one of the most sociopathic members of what we call the LGBTQIA community that we've seen today. You know what I'm saying? This dude was a pansexual. This dude was
What the
everything.
fuck,
You
bro?
know? Yes, he was. Read up on him. This
Man.
dude
It's
was
true.
off
It's
the
all there. Like,
chain.
luckily,
Freaky.
luckily
He was a
historians
freak.
recorded
I'm
everything at the
telling you.
time of his life, so you can
Freaky.
read
He
it.
was a freak. He was a
Growing,
freak. He
See,
blows
I
everybody that
wouldn't call him a
everybody's
freak for
outraged out of
his.
war.
I wouldn't call him a freak for whatever made his nads
No, but I'm
tingle,
saying,
but he
but
was
but
an
but I'm
asshole
saying
for sure.
he was an asshole. But I'm saying these MAGA, religious nuts and stuff would consider him a quote unquote freak for his proclivities, for what he
Sure,
did. He was
sure.
very quote unquote Dionysian with his
well,
enjoyment.
would
Well,
you
they
Like
got
it's
they
believe?
got mad at
that.
Obama for wearing a tan suit, so I imagine so.
I'm
Would
just
you
like,
guys?
that. Huh?
Would you guys like? Do you guys believe in a religion? Like
I
anything? No,
don't.
you do not.
No, I'm the best you can call me is agnostic, but then
So
Can
even
I
then I'm
can I just
functionally atheistic.
throw a little line in there? This is actually because I took anthropology at university, and
Hmm.
I learned this story about this group of indigenous people. It's the Deneza people, the Deneza, and
Hmm.
they essentially it was 14,000 years ago. What had happened is they saw this eagle, or it's not an eagle, sorry, it was a raven, and it was circling, and it was circling. This raven was circling, and they were wondering, well, why is this raven just keeps on circling and it won't go? It just keeps cawing and making all kinds of noises. And what had happened is they went and looked around, and they found a dead raven on the ground. They found a dead raven that was laying there, and they realized that raven was mourning because it had lost its partner. Raven's partner for life. They're monogamous. And
Mm-hmm.
well, they might not be monogamous. You know, they like to party a little, but so what they did is they shot that raven down with an arrow. And the reason they knew that, because what the anthropologists did is they found buried in a site that looked like it had like some kind of reverence to it, two ravens, one with an arrow in its chest, the other one without. And that is what anthropologists are thinking is some of the first in North America. I don't know about Europe, but in North America, one of the first signs of the belief of an afterlife.
Well, it
Could
goes
be.
back for longer than that. I mean, you go back to people, that indigenous people that lived in South America and Central America, that predate that, to go way back further than the
Well, yeah,
14,000 years.
25,000. They only have about 25,000 years of record for North and South
No,
America.
well, there's more than that. I mean, I know I've read some other books where
I
they
agree with
found
you.
other things. Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree
This they
100%
found
with you.
carbon dating. There's some carbon dating on some what they call man-made artifacts that go way past the 25,000 years. So
Yeah, in Montana,
mhm.
are you talking about the Montana
Not just
find?
Montana, not just Montana. There's mounds that they found in all North America all around that predate that time.
Y-
There's stuff they found in
Yeah,
Central America and especially South America, like
yeah, they're
the
finding
bottom
the
part of
older stuff down
Argentina, for
there.
instance. The bottom
Yeah,
part of Argentina, especially, there are some indigenous people that they kind of resemble myself and Yoda, if you want to be honest with you, you know. That live down there, and they're one of the oldest groups of humans they've run into in the Western Hemisphere. So, and
interesting.
then yeah, it's a thing, and
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
known that because they just stopped digging. That's what happened is they just stopped. The anthropologists, like the school, sort of, the school of anthropology, just said, "Well, we got to stop digging, otherwise we're going to have to change all the goddamn literature."
yeah, and that's the problem I have. That's the whole issue. And that's the problem I have. Circling back to what we started talking about. That's the biggest problem I have with religion. You know, the lengths they go through to keep it as static as possible.
I
You
mean,
know,
they threatened to off Galileo.
I mean, the lengths they
Hmm.
go through to keep it as static as possible, keep it as consistent as possible.
And
Um,
they
it's
did off
insane.
Spinoza.
The
Right.
biggest problem with religion in a structured society is that religion requires faith, and that faith is often transferred onto a system or a leader. And so that leader can behave in nonsensical and illogical ways that are harmful to the
Oh
society,
man,
and people will still support that.
well,
Here,
we're seeing it right now.
going
Yeah.
back
I,
Yeah, I
to
mean,
like,
the MAGA hats are just lemmings. They just follow. They have authoritarian minds, so they're just basically overgrown children looking for daddies, and Daddy Dump is their answer. He's their savior.
going
I
back quite a
mean,
bit when we talked about spreading religion, keeping it in your church, to someone who is a Catholic and believes in Jesus Christ and wants their peers and friends to believe in that, what would you say to them? To just not spread
don't
it, or
do it.
what
I
would
don't
you say?
care, but
Don't
Jesus Christ
proselytize.
didn't even exist. So, like, why would you want to believe in a fictional
That's
character?
just
What
that's
was
the
that?
problem. Is to someone
You
who
can
does
believe
truly
that.
believe.
Listen,
I don't look.
listen.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Look, at a certain point, adults have to deal with reality. Okay, so I don't care if you think a fucking unicorn runs the galaxy. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't change anything. It's just like the church threatened Galileo because they didn't want him saying that the earth revolved around the sun. But isn't it weird that whether you believe that the earth revolved around the sun or the sun revolved around the earth, nothing changed, right? So
Yeah.
if people want to believe in fictional characters, they're free to, but I don't want those people in positions of power. I don't want those people in government. I
And making decisions based
need
on
rational
those.
people in
As
government.
you, for you, how do you think the world was created and humans came?
I have no fucking clue.
Exactly. So there's got to be some sort of correlation there. There's no way people just spawned on the earth.
So what?
Yes, they did.
So
They
what? So
evolved.
what? But
that is
again,
by
They
look,
evolved.
stop.
They
Everybody stop. We're not going to have this fucking debate because it doesn't accomplish anything. Okay? It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. We're here. That's
So, no,
what
I'm
matters.
just asking, you think people just spawned on the earth out of
Oh,
nowhere?
fuck. I just told you I didn't give a fuck. So you got to go because you're not even listening. Holy shit. Fuck, man. I
Oh my
don't give a
God.
fuck how we got here. I don't know, and I don't care because it doesn't change anything. Whatever answer you can present to me about how, when, where, all that shit, it doesn't change a goddamn thing.
I think one thing that was illustrated by the last guest is there's a certain pathology that religious people have,
Yeah.
which is an obvious insecurity in what they believe, or that if they weren't insecure about that, they wouldn't have that innate need to push their theory and push their religion on other people, which is obviously what that last guest came up with to do.
You know, did you hear how he reacted when I talked when I said what I said about King James? He was like, "Oh my God."
But that's what I'm saying. I need rational
Oh my
adults for this
goodness.
conversation, and I need people that pay attention to what I say. Like, this one person earlier was like, "Oh, you just did to religion what you said religion." No, I didn't. I said religion sucks. I didn't say people can't believe in it if they want to. They can. It's just, why do you have to bother me with it? You know, like
That's the biggest
I
problem.
understand the desire of someone to want to share something that they believe is good. Literally, we all do it. You know, like, oh, did you see this film? I love this film. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's going to be great. Oh, have you eaten at this restaurant? It's amazing. I think you'll love it. We do that all the time. We proselytize all the time, right? However, if you come up to me and you ask me, do you want to hear about the word of Christ or the word of God or whatever the fuck they say, and I say no, that needs to be the end of the conversation. I don't want to hear about
Yeah.
it. So go on your merry way, you know? But if you're then going to be like, well, wait, but you don't understand this and you don't think that. No, motherfucker, I don't. And you're not going to convince me.
And I think now is the best time as ever in our history as a country to assert that right to not have to listen to the proselytizing, because right now we are under a form of fascism, which is Christo-fascism. And that a version of Jesus Christ where he's shirtless with a six-pack and a cannon in each arm with a red, white, and blue bandana is the MAGA Jesus. And that Jesus doesn't like immigrants and doesn't like BIPOC people.
Yeah, even
And
though in the Bible he seemed pretty fond of them.
that's the thing. If MAGA knew what the Bible said, they probably wouldn't like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we continue, we have AJ.
They'd
How you
deport
doing,
him.
AJ?
Hey guys, I'm doing pretty good.
Excellent. We have John Rado. Do I have that right?
Here, I'm gonna jump in. So
That's correct.
saw you guys like earlier talking about Jesus, and I know you kicked the one guy, but do you guys think there's more to life than just living than dying?
All the stuff
Yeah.
in between, man.
Yeah, I do. Does that
The
help?
stuff in between.
Well,
Does that help you?
Can you explain?
No.
No.
Okay, so yeah, so
Well,
you're
No.
I
brain
can throw a
dead.
couple
There
thoughts
you
out
go.
there, like
Good man. That's exactly
you
what I
know,
expected. By the way, they all do the same routine. They all like, so I just want to talk. And then they all say some dumb shit.
Oh,
You
he's
know,
gone, eh? Because I was thinking, like, you know what? Actually, helping somebody makes me feel. I actually glow. If you take like those heat sensitive things that measure me, measure you. You know those things that'll measure like your heat radiation, thermal radiation sensors. If I'm helping you, you know what? I warm up more. I give off more heat radiation than you when I'm helping you. You know that? That's a fact.
Yeah,
you
we,
know
as a
what's
matter of
crazy?
fact, our bodies have all sorts of chemicals that get released when we do good things for one another. We
Yeah.
release
You know what's
chemicals when
messed up?
hold on. We release
Mhm.
chemicals when we see someone. We release chemicals when we hug, when we hold hands, when we kiss. Even things that are non-romantic. Just you see a friend and you hug a friend, you literally get positive chemicals rushing through your body that help with your overall well-being. So, yeah, obviously there's more to life than just living and dying. That's a dumb question. That's that's
Yeah.
that's that's a question asked by a person with no understanding, you know?
That's bait. That's like baiting,
Of
isn't it?
course. That's why I
When
answered
I
the
was
way I did.
younger,
Because, first of all, he's a bad salesperson because he asked a yes or no question. That's a terrible question to ask. Do you think there's more to life? Yes. Even if I had said no, it wouldn't have helped the conversation at all.
when I was younger, when I was in college particularly, I used to run into the local Christian college group, would go around the place, you're trying to have your lunch, or between a break from a class, they try to proselytize to you. And I would have fun with them. You know what I'm saying? I would really have fun with them. I say, how do you explain the fact that there's some people who are professed atheists who are actually more Christian like in terms of how they treat others, in terms of what they actually do
They
with
give
their
more to
lives, what they
charity.
do, that they actually do for other people, strangers, than people who go to church every Sunday and know every hymn in the hymn book and say they're Christian. How do you explain that? And they come with all kind of bumbling. You say so. Also, that atheist, because he refuses to accept Jesus Christ as Lord and God, no matter, because the one fact that he refuses to accept that means he's going to hell, despite all his quote unquote good works. Well, yeah, that's how it is. I say, well, fuck out of here, man. You like your whole thing doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Your whole thing doesn't make any sense. And to bring it back presently, you right now have people who profess to be Christians siding with Trump and JD Vance right now to basically smear this young man's reputation, right? Presenting a completely false narrative of what we actually fucking saw happen. And they're believing this. And they say they're Christians. Meanwhile, you got people like myself who, when I saw that video, I was so taken aback, I started tearing. Tears ran down my face because I couldn't fucking believe that. And there I am, more empathetic, more what they say Christ was more like that than these red-blooded MAGA Christians are, who are believing anything they can, despite seeing what their eyes saw when a man was brutally unalived. I don't even understand why. I watched everything. And it's really fucking with me right now. Renee Good broke me. This one here is really fucking with me. And I'm just done. Like, people are fucking irredeemable at this point. Dude, you voted for this shit is happening, and you cannot fucking admit that. You know something? I made a mistake. I don't know what to say to you. I'm just done. And don't bring your Christ and your God and your praying and stuff. Fuck you. All right?
It's a cult, and it's very, very obvious that this administration knows it and realizes it and uses it to their advantage. Not ever in my lifetime have I seen politicians at the White House level, one, utilize religion and their rhetoric as much as this administration does, and
Yeah.
two, openly lie and gaslight their followers to a point that anyone that's not in the cult can see it. It's obvious. They were talking about it on
It's insane.
earlier, or it's just I've never seen anything like it. I mean, 2 videos came out of each of these incidences, and within an hour, we have DHS
Yeah.
and we have other officials lying straight to the faces of their followers about what was contained in that video, and they believe it and they absorb it, and because they're so entrenched in the in-group out-group dynamic of the cult that they will believe anything they're told by the cult leaders.
It is insane.
So
I
you have
do
a
not know
vice
what to do
president,
anymore.
which on December 21st of 2025, when he knew he was being recorded and videoed, happily and comfortably said, YT people no longer have to apologize for being YT. Can anybody since the Civil War find a quote like that from a vice president?
That to me was the out loud proclamation that this movement, this MAGA movement, is a white supremacist movement, that the end game is ethnic cleansing. That's what it said to me.
Yeah, I mean that's what Stephen Timu Goebbels has said, right? He said he wants 100 million people left in America, and all that look like him. So I got bad news for you YT folks. There's 204 million of you. So some of you are going to wind up in the camps, just so you know.
Absolutely. And it's going to be the ones of us that do not agree with this administration. And there's going to be a point, too, where if that's not enough, if they don't deem that enough, and they're playing off quotas like they are with immigration right now with Stephen Miller's quotas, if they're really set on that 100 million number, some MAGAs are going to get mixed up in it too. So that's why I try to keep telling people, when you cheer on the deprivation of other Americans' constitutional rights, you are cheering on the deprivation of your rights.
Of course. It's a tale as old as time, man. It's happened in so many other countries. Right now, there are 50 dictatorships on Earth, and now really 51, now that America's gone over the top. But they all operate the same way. And all the people that were cheering on the sideline wind up really surprised when they wind up in prisons or in work camps or all that other shit, because they thought, oh, I thought I was on the winning side. They don't give a fuck about you.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, I started closing this thing out about a half hour ago. I'm glad that you folks came up at the last minute and shared some more ideas. I appreciate the way the conversation went, but I am going to close it out now. Thank you all. Thank you for everybody else who was on the panel before. And I'm here Monday through Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you all soon. Peace, love, and granola. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.